Welcome to the Anchor Your Retirement podcast. I'm your host, Barbara Gullen, still on the cold side, hanging out with my buddy and pal, Tony Shore, who I'm sure is equally as cold as I am.
Oh, yes.
Although they did finally get the boiler fixed in our office building this week.
Oh, no, it was broken
It
during
was
this cold spell?
broken. It was broken. I walked in Monday and it was 58 degrees.
Oh, no.
Yes.
It's hanging meat in there like a meat locker.
Pretty much. I mean, ironically, I was teaching a class last night for people who were getting ready for retirement, and that classroom was excessively warm. And
Oh,
the tender, sweet young thing there was like, I'd rather be cold than hot. And I'm like, honey, you've never tried to type with frozen fingers then.
yeah, it's true. Sometimes I've caught myself saying that in the past. Oh, I'd rather be cold than hot. And then, and then when it's 24 below here, I'm like, man, I'd much rather be hot and humid than this.
You can get in a pool when it's hot. There's pros and cons to both. I'd rather be neither, but
Yeah.
we are complaining about some first world things right now. And
Yes, that's true.
I don't want to get too far into the podcast without acknowledging that there are a lot of heavy things going on in the world right now. And
it's tough out there right now for a lot of people.
It is. And, this podcast is about us trying to do what we can to help in our corner of the world, because I firmly believe that if everybody did what they could to help the people around them, we could make the world a better place in fairly short order.
Yeah.
Just saying, call me Pollyanna, but, I have been of the mindset for a long time that if you have the means and you can help somebody around you, giving them a hand up, not a hand out, that we have a responsibility to do that. For the last several years, we have run school supply drives to help one of the local schools here. Even though our office is in the most affluent county in the state of Kansas, there are still pockets of the county where we have students, 80% of the elementary students are on free or reduced lunches. Over half of the kids do not speak English as a primary language. But that means that they are entitled to help just as much as anybody else. And we've been very proud for the last, I think, 3 years, at least 2, maybe 3, where we have collected school supplies and delivered them so that, 50, 60 kids have a chance to start school off with the new backpack and the new folders and the new markers and the new pencils and all of that stuff. And we've collected for the Marine Corps toys for tots for the last 2 years, and we're looking forward to doing that again next year. This year, we incorporated that the toy collection as part of our holiday party with our clients. And it's a good thing that one of my agents brought his pickup truck with, because we needed it for all the toys that our clients brought. I couldn't have been more excited to call these people my clients and my friends.
I went on Amazon and I ordered a toy for your toy drive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I had forgotten to tell you that. I went on Amazon. You had
there
a
were
link
some
or
we were
something?
trying to figure out where some of them came from, because not all of them had the gift receipts in them.
Oh, yeah. I went on, and maybe I didn't write it right or whatever, but I did order it. It went to you guys, to your office, and it was like a little mini microphone set. I thought that was ideal.
I think I remember that. I remember
I thought that was a good gift.
Perfect. Yes.
I wanted to help out your toy drive, Barb, and so I ordered I went on Amazon and ordered you a little microphone. I thought you'd get a kick out of it, but then it didn't come up, and I'm like, oh, she probably didn't know who that was from.
No, but I think it was even pink, if I am
remembering
correctly.
It was pink. It was pink. So, but anyway, I didn't do it for the attention. I just
No.
thought it was funny that I decided to choose a little toy microphone for the kids.
Very, very appropriate
Yeah.
for how you impact our company.
But
But
you do love giving back, and I appreciate that about you, and, it is rewarding for yourself, but that's not necessarily why you do it. You just, if you've been blessed, so you give back to the community,
yeah,
and you wanna be involved, but you have a big announcement we're gonna talk about today, right?
right. My mindset has always been we are blessed to be a blessing.
Yes. Oh,
And
I
I
love
believe
that.
thanks. I believe that the resources that we're entrusted with are meant to be tools for us to help make the world a better place.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, I am very excited to announce that we are joining with the Gradient Gives Back Foundation.
Okay.
And we are going to look for a family here in the Kansas City metro area that is in a place through circumstances beyond their control where they need a little extra help. And depending on their needs, we are going to be in a position to provide them with 6 to 12 months of either mortgage or rent payments to help them get back on their feet.
Wow. So 6 to 12 months of their mortgage or rent payments,
Yes.
you'll cover those.
Yes.
And I know you're looking for it's not a handout, but a hand up to
Right.
you'll be looking for families, and our listeners and viewers can recommend if they know somebody where I know that's a great foundation, the Gives Back Foundation, or the
Yes.
great GGB Gradient Gives Back Foundation.
Mhm.
And I was involved in one that they had in Illinois, and
Mhm.
and I've been involved in a couple of those, and it's just amazing. In one case, um, they had a child who had cancer, and then the dad, his company downsized. One was a
Oh,
federal
no.
worker who
Mm.
got axed,
Ah,
and they had 3 kids, so the mom stayed home because you can't afford to send 3 little kids to.
no.
And so, those are the types of situations where, because of health problems,
Mhm.
disabilities,
Yes.
circumstances beyond some families' control, where they're just
Mhm.
in dire financial need and are in a situation where they need the help.
Right. And that's where we want to step in and be that hand up and take some of the pressure off so that they don't have to worry about where they're going to live or don't have to worry about having to move or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
and
huge.
we're going to have our own website for this. It's going to be bggivesback.com.
All right.
And hopefully by the time this podcast airs, that URL is up and running. If not, check back the next day because I cracked the whip a little bit this morning and followed up on that to make sure that
Good,
it's going to be ready.
good.
Um, this just has such a close place in my heart because, like I said, the world is heavy right now. And we can't fix all the problems, but we might be able to help somebody fix one problem.
Mhm.
And you never know what lives you're going to touch by getting outside of your own head and being able to reach out to others.
That's huge, and it is, and it's so powerful. I mean, you and I both watched, videos of
Mm.
some of the reveals when they bring the
Mhm.
family in and surprise them by saying, "Hey, you've been awarded," and I know you'll get a lot of submissions, and,
Mhm.
I know you'll be promoting this and trying to get submissions, and, Eric,
Yep.
will be helping out with that on your
Yes, he
team. That's
will.
awesome.
Yes, he will.
Eric's great. So, I can't tell people enough. I've never been a part of one of these or seen the video of that talking about the families and the presentation. And usually the community gets involved. Other
Mhm.
businesses might also offer things. I know
Right.
in some communities, different businesses will give the family gift cards and step in, and friends and family are always very supportive. I just think it's fantastic. and you'll be able to, the community and our listeners, if they
Yes.
will have the opportunity to get involved if they want. I think it's fantastic.
Yes. And that's, we are putting the word out now because if you want to help, please reach out. If you or somebody that you know of needs help, there will be an application link on that website, bggivesback.com, where they can submit the application. It goes through a primary screening before we get to see any of them to determine eligibility and to make sure that this is a valid need. Because unfortunately, there are yucky people in the world who try to take advantage of these things.
Yeah.
And so we are doing everything we can to vet this out properly and make sure that the family we are helping really is a family that is in need of that assistance.
Yeah.
But there is nothing I want more this year than to have the opportunity to give back to somebody else and to let them know that there are still good people in the world who do good things.
Yes. And that's so important. And I know that I think it's great that BG Wealth Advisory is going to help lift a family in need in the community.
Mhm.
And I can't say enough good things about the Gradient Gives Back Foundation.
I can't either. I was there when they launched it nationally in 2009.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, and I know you're good friends with the folks that run that, and
yeah.
they've been blessed, so they thought, "Well, how can we give back?" And they started this foundation, and Tammy and Chuck and the folks there at Gradient, just amazing.
Yep, back then it was a national program. It was before they found a way through the miracle of technology to be able to multiply their efforts. And Bill Rancic was their national spokesperson.
Oh, yeah.
And a business partner that we had at the time and his wife and I were invited up to the offices in Topeka for the official launch dinner.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I'll have to go back. I have pictures of me with Bill Rancic from way back when. That
Oh,
was,
wow.
yeah.
I
Hair
didn't even
still
know
looks the
that.
same, but
Yours does or Bill's? That's the
mine does, but it's with the help of color. And I think back
Yes.
then I actually used to try to tame these curls a little bit, and
That's right.
they would call it a blowout now. Really, it was just an extended date with a curling iron and hairspray, but
Trying to straighten it.
trying to straighten it out a little bit. And
What
then,
I
that was another thing Tammy taught me was just to embrace the curl, honey. Go.
Well, right, and that's something that I've teased you about before because I always get a kick out of it that people with straight hair, because most of the women in my family, mom, wife, daughters, have very, very straight hair,
Hmm.
right? And they spend all this time and money trying to curl it, especially
Yes.
in the 70s when my mom got
Oh, the
perms, in the
permanence.
80s, and
Yes.
in the 80s, lots of perms. At one point in high school in the early 80s, I had a perm. So people, those pictures have been, I hopefully all destroyed. It was before the internet and cell phones, so I'm lucky there. But people with curly hair spend so much time and money trying to straighten theirs. So it's
Y-
like
You know,
everybody wants to be somebody they're not, Barb. And so I
and
love
and
that you go natural.
I've had both. When I was younger, when I was really little, it was curly. It got straighter as I got older. And then after I had kids, every time I got pregnant, it would go straight while I was pregnant, and then it would get curlier after every kid.
Hormones.
So, yeah.
I
So
thank God every day I was born a man and not a woman. And no
I
offense to women, but wow,
that's
you
okay.
the stuff you have to deal with physically with
But,
the hormones.
but back to the topic at hand.
Yes,
We
yes.
are serious about looking for a family in the Kansas City or Leavenworth area that needs that hand up and needs that little
Yeah.
extra bit of support. We're also going to be getting involved with the food pantry that's based on Fort Leavenworth.
Oh,
There,
really?
yes, believe it or not, there are a lot of members of the armed forces that are food insecure.
Oh,
So, um, we will be helping with that as well. I have a meeting next week with some of the people that spearhead those efforts. And so we're looking forward to getting involved on that end of things as well. And, I believe that I have a responsibility, this organization has a responsibility to be an active part of the community in giving back and in advocating where we can.
Yeah. There you go. And I think that's so important, Barb. And I love that you're doing this. And it is such an amazing thing to be a part of. I really encourage anyone out there listening to this to get involved one way or another. And if you
Yes.
happen to know somebody who's went through some type of tragedy, or
Mhm,
maybe they have, 5 children and one or two have disabilities, or someone has cancer, or
mhm.
they've lost their jobs. It's just important that we give people a hand up to keep them going.
It is, and, with Children's Mercy Hospital here in Kansas City
Yeah,
and the University of Kansas Medical Center, there are a lot of people here that have very sick kids
yeah,
that are just trying to keep their heads above water.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
if
Especially
we
cancer is so bad, or
yes.
major disabilities
Mhm.
for children is it's devastating, and
It
nobody
is.
wants that. As a parent, it's just I can't even fathom it. And I've seen so Gradient Gives Back help so many of these
Yes.
families. So
And, having had a sick child, and now my son ended up passing away, but
yeah,
had he survived, we would have been dealing with lifelong complications and issues
sure,
from
yeah,
his illness.
sure,
And there are times where I think about how different life would have looked in those circumstances.
yeah.
And so I never take for granted the opportunity that we have to reach out and to help somebody else who just needs a hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important, and being through that yourself. I mean, it's just, what do you say?
It's
I
life
think
changing, and you
it
either let it define you or you use it as a platform to realize that there are other people out there that need help.
yeah. Yeah, and I think I like the choice you've made to help people that need it, Barb. And you and the team there at BG Wealth, as a company and as an individual, you've always tried to be a part of the community and do things, community outreach. So this is just great. I hope that it goes well. I know that you'll find a deserving family in need. I
Yes.
mean, there are so many
Mhm.
that and you'll find a situation where that 6 to 12 months of rent or mortgage payments will really it's a game changer for many people.
It
And
is.
it's a life changer. It gives them a chance to get back on their feet. So, great show today. I'm looking forward to more updates, and that website where
Yeah.
people will be able to go. It's not live yet, but I think there's
Well,
a
by the
placeholder
time it
there.
airs, it should be. By the time this, because we're recording it about a week ahead.
Yep.
So, that website is bggivesback.com.
Okay.
And if you've got any other questions about it, you can always call our office at area code 913-553-6222. We will look forward to working with you. If you are a business that wants to help contribute in some way, shape, or form, or if you are somebody who wants to apply or who knows of somebody to apply, please don't call the office. We're going to have to send you to that website to fill out the application. We cannot take applications directly. I wish we could, but we can't.
Right.
um, but if you would like to help us help somebody out, then please reach out to us.
I think that's fantastic, Barb. Great show today. A great message out of the abundance of your heart. I think it's great that you're doing this. So, giving back is the theme, and being positive and giving back is something that I think we can all applaud right now,
Mhm.
considering a lot that's going on out there. So,
If we all light a candle, the darkness goes away.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Well, thanks, Barb. And listeners, viewers, that does it for today's episode of Anchor Your Retirement with our host, Barbara Goen.
We'll see you soon.